Well, this is going to be a very interesting video because Sony just admitted that they're actually afraid of the Activision Blizzard deal. The fact that Microsoft is buying Activision for $70 billion, it seems as if Team PlayStation is pretty shaken up, but not because they're going to be losing access to World of Warcraft or Diablo or Overwatch. It seems Sony is directly scared that not having Call of Duty is going to cost them tens of billions of dollars. But let's take a look at the actual quotes because they're actually kind of fascinating. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. Please do me a favor, like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I do want to start things off and say, I think it's really interesting that there is this mega investigation that's currently going on, where instead of just allowing them to do this big buy, all the different governments of the world right now are sort of having to approve this big Activision Blizzard deal. There's never been a gaming contract signed for $70 billion ever inside the gaming industry, and everybody's trying to make sure that this is very legal and very cool. Now, typically I play most on my PlayStation, but I am happy to have an Xbox, and the ramifications of this deal are quite frankly staggering, but I feel like some people, they're not quite getting it. So across social media this morning, there's been a lot of hot takes sort of digging into this because the statements given by Sony, which we're going to go into one by one, they're kind of talking about the fact that right now Sony is saying that nothing in the world can rival the power of Call of Duty. Call of Duty is actually one of Sony's biggest revenue streams. It makes them billions and billions of dollars every single year, and that many casual players pick their console purely based on where the next Call of Duty is going to be. Now, before anything else, I decided to pull up some sales charts. These are the top selling games by dollar amount last year for 2021. The top two selling games are Call of Duty Vanguard and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, both of which sold like 40 million copies each, and primarily on PlayStation. Just these two entries here generate so much profit for Sony because, in case you didn't know this, whenever you buy stuff on a Sony system, they take like 25% off the top. So let's assume that these sold like 40 million copies and each of them sold for like, $60 or $70 if these are non-collector's editions. This is easily funding almost everything at Sony for years to come. This is hundreds of millions of dollars minimum and easily in the low billions of dollars of profit for Sony that they didn't have to do anything for. They didn't have to develop these games. They didn't have to push these games. Straight up, it's easy, free money that I think they've been basing their business on. They rely on this every single year. In fact, I've even seen people saying that this is kind of blowing up in their face because recently what's been happening is that over the course of the last 10 years or so, I'm sure a lot of very hardcore gamers remember this, Sony has been just doing these exclusivity marketing contracts where whenever there's big ads on TV or before movies and stuff for Call of Duty, they'd always say best on PlayStation or new maps first on PlayStation. That advertising helped build a huge fan base of Call of Duty fans on the PlayStation systems, and now all of that is possibly going to go Xbox exclusive here in the next couple of years. Sony has been advertising what is now going to become possibly an Xbox exclusive. But now I want to actually take a look at it. So here's the official statements that have been leaked sort of by the Brazilian government. So essentially what's happening is there are these series of secret interviews that have been happening inside of all these Better Business Bureau style organizations where they talk to people and say, hey, do you think this will break the gaming industry? Is this good or is this bad? Now here in America, these style of talks are incredibly top secret, but in Brazil, they publish all this stuff publicly, so people actually found all these notes, all these regulatory commission reports, where what's interesting is not only did they talk to Microsoft, not only did they talk to Activision, but they decided to talk to a lot of company rivals to make sure this wasn't going to destroy the fair competition of the gaming industry. And funny enough, Amazon said it's cool, Google said it's cool, Ubisoft said this is totally fine, EA, Bethesda, like everybody else, totally fine with this deal. It is just Sony that's a bit terrified about this. But inside their actual statements, I find it interesting that they said that the importance of Call of Duty to entertainment in general is indescribable. The brand was the only video game IP to break into the top 10 of all entertainment brands among fans, joining powerhouses such as Star Wars, Game of Thrones, and Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. I mean, these are direct quotes from Sony about the impact of Call of Duty. Call of Duty is so popular that it influences the user's choice of console, and the community of loyal users is entrenched enough that even though a competitor had the budget to develop a similar product, it would not be able to rival it. They're literally saying that right now, the selling power of Call of Duty is so big, it's so powerful, that losing it would actually damage Sony itself. Like, maybe not forever, but it's interesting that they are saying that we need that it needs to be everywhere in order for this to be fair. Now, Sony right here makes an interesting point that honestly I've never considered, which is the fact that technically more developers work on Call of Duty than any other game franchise ever. There are more Call of Duty developers than anything else, even MMORPGs or free-to-play stuff or the biggest AAA releases. Call of Duty has a bigger team simply focused on it, which is funny because, I mean, as not really a Call of Duty fan, the Call of Duty games kind of seem recycled at times, but they do have 1,200 developers. They're basically saying that if you take it away, it's going to tip the industry in a permanent misbalance. There is also this added layer to the discussion that I feel like a lot of gamers are kind of missing, which is that here inside this talk, they essentially say that right now, look, the Call of Duty freaking Facebook has 24 million followers. There's 7 million followers for something like Battlefield. There's 12 million followers to the Instagram account of Call of Duty. Like, essentially what they're saying is that the buying power is just so tremendous that taking it off the table is going to cause a pivot. In fact, they even said this: to say the least, players would be unlikely to switch to alternative games as they would lose that familiarity, those skills, and even the friends they had made playing Call of Duty. They are directly saying here that they feel like if you take Call of Duty off of PlayStation, or if you take it off of any platform, it's going to break the industry. It does feel like a lot of gamers are sort of ripping into this because it is just such a hot topic. But, you know, there is, of course, a lot of people saying, cry more Sony. I had to like this because honestly, I think it's kind of funny to just tell a company to cry while they're making tens of billions of dollars. But I also find this to be an incredibly common reply, which is the fact that right now, this feels like some people think that this is pushing back against what Sony has been attempting, which is exclusivity contracts. Sony does not like to buy studios in the way that Microsoft does. So instead, what they decide to do is they just buy exclusivity rights. Sony likes to purchase the rights or the branding or the exclusivity deal for stuff like Spider-Man or Wolverine or even things like Final Fantasy. Like, it does feel like Sony is trying to do things like, even what Sony did is like when they funded Street Fighter V, so Street Fighter V stayed only on Sony systems. I honestly think that Sony is right to be scared. This is a very big shakeup, but I do find it personally fascinating that nothing else seems to be just making them shake in their boots. They're not afraid of losing Battlefield someday somehow. They're not afraid of losing access to World of Warcraft or freaking Diablo. It is simply the fact that when Call of Duty goes to Game Pass, because it's definitely going to go to Game Pass, the industry is going to change. Things are going to be different. Now, I guess the matter is, how much is that going to hurt Team PlayStation? I'm willing to find out. Obviously, I have an Xbox, so it's not going to ruin my day, but I'm curious what's going to happen to those Call of Duty sales and how much money Microsoft is actually going to make off this. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you at all worried about this? Do you even think they're going to make it exclusive? It might be more profitable for Xbox themselves to just keep it third party forever. Make it so Xbox can keep making money off PlayStation for years and years to come. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But please do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. My computer kept making beeps through this whole video, and I'm going to edit around them, but my God, what a pain. What a pain. What is wrong? Computer, stop beeping. video games. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.